It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Oh, hey! What are you doing here? Let me just come on over. Excuse me. 1 second, just all that. Whew. Hey, spring cleaning part 2 is here. So, had a bit of a mishap last week. Filmed an entire video in slow motion. Luckily it wasn't this. It was a different video that I was gonna put between these two, and that's fine. All I did was, you know, put another one out a little early. That's okay. Really excited about part 2. Got a couple things we need to get done. The bedroom has still been being avoided. Really need to clean out the bathroom. So bad. Gonna go through my closet. It's about that time. And a couple other things that we'll sprinkle in. But first, I need to shower. I need to take a little shower. And I think also that really sets the tone for, like, you know, get myself clean, then get my space clean. I feel like that really helps. So let's go. Let's set the cleaning mood. It's time. It's time. Okay, now I feel nice and clean, ready to start the day, ready to start the task. I am gonna let the bathroom kind of de-steam a little bit because we are starting there today. What happens in our house is I do like the first layer of cleaning in the bathroom, so I like put everything away, kind of just like wipe things down. That's pretty much it. It's a very long story with a lot of trauma, but basically Felix will be scrubbing it later, but we're just gonna go ahead, get that first layer of stuff out. Gotta put away all my long hair stuff since I have a nice little pixie cut now. I am growing it out. This was kind of just like a reset, but you know, I won't need hair ties, brushes, things like that, like easily accessible for at least a few months. So I'm just gonna put it on the back burner so I can have some other stuff more easily accessible. Okay, I think it's time to tackle the bathroom. We are gonna have some laundry running, and I'm gonna be listening to an audiobook. So you're gonna be listening to some nice relaxing tunes. Enjoy. Hey, it's been a few days. Here's the thing, I keep putting this off. I really don't want to clean my room, which is unlike me, because I love cleaning. But it's just, this is so much. And I feel like it's easy to clean when you can see like any part of the floor already or any empty spot. And like this room is just like probably the messiest it's been since we moved in. Like there's very little carpet you can see, and we have like a huge room because it's not supposed to be a bedroom. So what I'm gonna start with is like this is my side of the bed, this is the wall, my dresser. If I can just get this like 5-foot path clean, I think it will motivate me to do the rest. I've been putting it off for so long. I can do it. I know I can do it. I just really don't want to. Maybe we'll find some treasures. This comforter is actually clean. I literally dried it yesterday. But I don't want to make my bed. I don't want to. I don't want to clean. Huge pile of clothes on top of this beanbag that are clean, that are clothes that I hang, that I just don't want to hang up. I'm really trying to not leave the room, because once I leave the room, I will get distracted. That paper bag really wanted to fight me. Okay, this stuff's probably dirty. My room does not normally get this dirty, so I'm in kind of unfamiliar territory. It was obviously, I feel like every teenager, my room was really dirty as a teen. Not dirty, messy, you know, like, it's not, my room's not dirty. There's not like a bunch of old food or anything in here. There's just stuff everywhere. Everywhere. We can see a little bit of floor. You can't see it, hold on. Look at that. Progress. Certainly progress. Felix has to go through all the art supplies, which I've already done once recently. And it's like one of my least favorite things because I would get rid of more than they want to. Which is just how it is. We both know who we married. And we've both been right before about whether we'll use something or not. My favorite bag in the whole world. Horrible shape. Incredible dragon. This is obviously a sweat 2-piece. Something I wouldn't normally hang up, but I really like this one. So I do. It's really well made. It's universal standard, so it was gifted. I didn't pay for it. And I wear it so often. I haven't recently because it's been in this pile of stuff to hang up, but I'm sure it'll be hanging up for like 2 days and then I'll wear it. This is a genuinely vintage rabbit hair lamb's wool sweater that I got thrifting. I don't remember if it was an estate sale or like a thrift shop, but is it a little itchy? Yeah, but it's so cute. And I'm trying to, I mean, I thrift most of my clothes, right? I'm sure a lot of, if you're here on this channel, you probably do too. I thrift a lot as often as I can. It is obviously hard as a like 3-4X plus size person, but you know, I do when I can. But if I do buy new, I really try to not buy, I'm trying not to buy like polyester or anything like plasticky, and instead buy like natural fibers. And I tell you what, it's hard. It is hard. Got this at the plus size swap in Portland. I got this little 2-piece set there too. It doesn't have pockets. I do wish it had pockets, but otherwise really like it. Y'all know that song in Spy Kids 2 maybe? That the sister sings? And it's like, who, what, where, when, and why, anyway, it's stuck in my head. This I got at the swap. It doesn't fit me. I really thought it would, but like I can't move my arm, so I'm giving it back to the swap. I am also, as we speak, kind of doing a tiny decluttering. Just like as I see things, get rid of them, you know? I mean, that makes the most sense, right? This is free label. It was gifted. A little linen set. I'm not a big fan of wearing just like solid black, so I think I'm gonna add little like patches to this. I also have a solid black jumpsuit that I got from Universal Standard that I'm gonna do the same thing to. So maybe we'll do another like crafting vlog soon. Who, what, where, when, and why. maybe that's not even how it goes. I got this from the swap. It's originally from Cider. I've never bought anything from Cider. I know it's like one step above Shein, I think. Maybe the same level as Shein. But anything I've ever thrifted or gotten secondhand from them was pretty good. I feel better than Shein, just in the way that it felt. I don't know if they're a better company. I thrifted this. I was still in college, I think, so before 2017. It doesn't actually fit, like it doesn't zip up on me. I would never get rid of it. It did have matching, like, just pink pants. I did give those away a long time ago. They were tiny. This is probably supposed to be oversized, and that's why it fits. I would never get rid of it. This is from Shiny by Nature. Don't buy from them. She's actually very conservative. And she used to make stuff for plus size people, and now she only says like curvy girls. And she's on weight loss journey, TikTok, you know what I mean? So anyway, very conservative, huge fan of Elon Musk. While this jacket has stayed in pretty good condition, I also got overalls and a skirt from her. And they both fell apart after like 2 wears. And I waited like 4 months from them. They were supposed to be a pre-order that took 2 months. And I'm a big like supporter of small businesses, so it's like it's fine that it took so long. But anytime me or anyone I knew asked like, hey, what's taking so long? Like, you know, can we just have an update on like what's going on? She was like, well, I oversold the pre-order, which like I don't know the business, but I was like, okay, I don't know how you do that. And she did it for years, multiple times. And I know a lot of people who never got their items. There's also a sweet pea who was in our Twitch stream one day and said that they ordered a shirt from her, and the shirt arrived with no neck hole, like it just had armholes, and there was no way to put the person's neck through it. It was just still a solid piece of fabric. And in order to return it, she charged them a restocking fee, which was like $35. And like, I could go on and on and on. Don't buy from them. Classic universal standard jumpsuit. We love. I do put my hanging clothes in rainbow order, just because I don't hang that much. I like to fold basically all of my clothes, which is why I have 2 dressers. And I like it. It makes me happy. I once tried to put, when I used to hang most of my clothes, just because I had a huge closet but no place for a dresser, when I lived in Florida, I tried to put my whole closet in rainbow order, and it was a disaster. If I hung most of my clothes, I don't think I would do that. Because I feel like if you're hanging most of them, it makes sense to organize them by like thing. So like short sleeves, long sleeves, you know. Trying to do the whole thing by color was confusing. Now I need a beanbag break. A lot of trash to throw away. This was my reading journal, which is something I was really into before we got pregnant, when we were trying to conceive, and I haven't written in it since we got pregnant. It's so pretty though, I would never get rid of it. So many random applesauce packets. When I get up in the night and I'm like starving, a little bit of applesauce gets you there till morning. Is it bad for my teeth? Probably. I'm hungry. What is a girl to do when she's hungry in the night? Okay, I don't use my CPAP. I know I should, but I hate it. I hate it so much. People who are like, you eventually get used to it. I think they must be lying. Because I used it like really good for probably the first like 9 to 10 months, I would say. I was cleaning it on schedule. I was using it most of every night, at least like if I slept 8 hours, like usually I would have it on from falling asleep, which is like 9:30 or 10, until like 5 or 6 a.m. when I like wake up to pee, but then like I still sleep for a couple hours. And then I would sleep those couple of hours without it. It's horrible. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't need one. Because I tell you what, I feel like I breathe worse. I have friends who got a CPAP around the same time who love theirs. They're like, I wear it for naps. I'm happy for you, girl. Me? Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. So anyway, I'm packing her away for a while. I'm not using it. I don't want it on my nightstand. What I probably should do is make an appointment with the sleep apnea doctor and be like, hey, I know I haven't been using it, sorry, but when I was using it, it was horrible, and then I was scared to come here because I thought you'd be like, well, just do it anyway. Which I'm sure they'll be like, okay, yeah, you still have to do it. And I'll be like, huh, make me. Good luck. You can't. How did this fit in here? Oh, because this comes off. You want to come to my house and breathe inside my lungs? I didn't think so. The other thing is, with a baby, I'm not sleeping great anyway. So really, what's the difference? This is an advanced reader's copy that I won. I think it's what I'm going to read next. Oh, maybe it's not an advanced reader's copy. Maybe it's just a regular copy. The back says, a disgraced Korean space pilot, an interplanetary murder conspiracy, an unlikely love among the stars. Seems cool. This is what I'm reading right now. It was an advanced reader's copy. It still is, I guess. But it came out in February. So I am reading it really late because it's May right now. But I'll probably finish it by the time the vlog is out. So I'll let you know my review. Okay, I gotta get the beanbag out. I probably need to clear a path more actually before I do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, the time has come. Let's roll.
Autobots, roll out.
Yeah, just kind of knock everything over. That'll work. Okay.
I should sit on that side.
I didn't know why you came over here, but I thought
it was
all right, go ahead.
Oh God, it's okay. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay, what was that noise?
That was just something getting
Just
crushed.
the crinkling? Hold on, hold on.
I've got my body.
Okay, stop that. Yeah.
Ready? And here's my body.
Okay, hold on. You can't make me laugh because my hands stop working.
Oh, right.
Oh my God. It's so bad. Hold on, make it thin.
Ozempic.
Ozempic ball.
Ozempic beanbag.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, ready?
No.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna football it.
Okay, so you're gonna football it?
Yeah.
Oh! That was more successful than I thought it was gonna
Well,
be.
because of the football. Think of me as the anti-Charlie Brown.
Where are we putting this?
In the library.
Where?
I think we throw it over there. Okay, I vacuumed and it looks so good. There's stains on the floor from, I don't know, like 3 years ago. I spilled orange juice or something with turmeric in it. I don't remember, but anyway, ignore that. Here is the plan. Here's what I hope. I'm moving this dresser to here, keeping the like closet situation-ish where it is, moving this heater that we only use in the winter back in this corner because it'll be like hidden. Then my smaller dresser is going to go where the brown one is. I have about like 40 minutes till dinner, which is when I'll finish this, go upstairs. We'll have to do more tomorrow. So we'll see how much I can get done between now and then. I want to change the stuff up here, so I might also take some stuff down.
Stillness, the tip of a tail shuddered. Disregard us. We'll come back and help. This roll that bloody pause. After about end, she sang a stanza from the one about the queen and the nibblers. I will go after the nibblers, and the kids smiled. She had wanted them to hear. Who has power besides the time has come? We have to find some way to see the bodies. Exclaim that they were forced from their old home is not acceptable. real sense to milling for food and water in the jungle. It had been unbearable anything but a half shell. She was expertly flaying the skin off a fish. Gregor agreed, saying, shocked that she'd been overlooked. Oh my goodness, said the cockroach. Said to himself. It would take many years and many acts of oil. That gave him pause. I know. Just wanted to sit close to her, to see something. For a moment he was confused and thought they might roots of some kind. A number of small ones were gathering. His manner was all made discreet. Her aerosol was a ticky blade. Everyone blames the humans. Let's see. If you do not have the stomach of a vet, your game on prize for a here his words. Is he insane trying to replace their labs in return? I do not know. Large artesian waves leading in the empire of the sea. We need more light. The two scorpions were about 10 and 12 handed before. Gregor knew their names, said Hazard. We almost never rebuked him. Why? It is true chance of being trapped by the rats. Bloops did not bring them. Grego! Bloops was trying to command and held it while the rat drank his fill. I have a rough stomach to be easily misled, said Rick. As for the queen, who is difficult to lead anyway, the jungle nibblers have disappeared. Those by the fountain being driven near to the firelands. My little charge.
Okay, this is where we left off yesterday. I believe in us. This part looks pretty good, right? Oh man, that's nice. There's the camera stand. Here's the rest of the room. Here's the rest of the room, girl. I don't know if we're gonna make it. It's already Thursday. Ugh, okay. My plan, I don't really have one. Don't really have a plan. I'm gonna do as much as I can. I think I'm gonna focus on like this area, which is mostly just like laundry. Like, yeah, maybe if I can just focus on like this area and then this one. Because this is down here. I know you can't see it right now. This is just clean laundry of Felix's. This mattress is going to go under the girl bed as a backup mattress when we have more than one person staying with us. That's part of like the bedroom makeover bit, which I'm not doing in this video. So I'll probably just put it on top of the girl bed. If you're new, we call it the girl bed because we got it from our best friend Hannah. She's a girl. And so we joke that like it's supposed to stay pristine and beautiful and nice, and like the sheets are supposed to always be tucked in like a girl in a movie. So you can't sleep on it if you are gonna make it all messy. It doesn't really have anything to do with gender, but we're never gonna stop saying it. I'm gonna find a vlogger to watch. I'm gonna chip away at this. Get a good angle on all the labor I do around here. My favorite sunglasses! Oh my god, I had no idea they were in there. I must have not totally emptied this from Disneyland. Ah, I was wondering where all of the stuff was. Okay, I think this has to stay here, 'cause otherwise I'll forget where it is. This is a very cute thing that Felix's brother's girlfriend made, but it has pictures of the baby on it. Although he doesn't look like this anymore, really. He looks completely different because this is when he was 3 months old, but you know, I'm not gonna give you a close-up. This is the Barbie crown that Felix made for my 29th birthday because it was Barbie themed, because it was Barbie summer. And we were supposed to give it to the person who we thought was like dressed the best, because everybody dressed as their favorite Barbie. And we forgot to do that. So I don't know what to do with it now. That was like 2 years ago almost. So should we do like a giveaway on here? I've never done a YouTube giveaway, but I could just, you know, randomize the comments and find someone to send it to you. Anyway, if you'd like a weird little Barbie crown to sit on a shelf or on your head, comment below and I'll pick somebody and send it to you. In the US only, because it's so expensive to send it overseas. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, let me know. I got this for the fish bathroom, which we haven't done. That's a future, a probably distant future at this point. Anyway, isn't it so cool? It's real glass, real stained glass. I don't know how we're gonna put lights behind it. That's the goal. If not, we can find a window to put it in. Not in our bathroom, because our bathroom doesn't have any windows, but in the house. This is gonna be a challenge. Hopefully you can see pretty good. I'm so hot. Working so hard, working my life away. I shouldn't flip this, huh? Oh wait, no, I did want to flip it. I don't know what to do with this. I put all of my like breastfeeding stuff in it, and I am not breastfeeding anymore. And I don't really have another use for it. I'm gonna leave it here now in case Felix uses it for art stuff. But if not, I don't know. I don't really have like a space for it or a plan. I could be one of those girlies who makes a TBR reading cart of physical books. But I try really hard to not buy physical books when I still have like several that I need to read. Because if I start doing that, it's a slippery slope and then I'll have 100 that I've never read. So I don't know. Okay, this is what we're looking at right now. So much better. I can see so much more of the floor. It's not going to be finished by the end of this video. I'm just trying to get it a lot more livable than it was. So I think my plan is just to clean all of this out so it's all empty. And I'm going to call that good. I'm going to say good job. We got a lot done. It looks so much better. Let's do that. First, I need to find a YouTube video. Gotta find a little YouTube video. I reuse basically all of the tissue paper that I get from gifts, for other gifts. So this was for my Mother's Day present. There's not a present in it right now. So don't think that there's a secret present. There wasn't.
One thing you're always going to see on this account is authenticity. The real, the raw, the ugly.
Chronicling their life in the process. 5 kids, multiple cats, at one time all squeezed into of the resilient Jenkins. You'll discover a web of contradictions, questionable decisions, and absolutely disgusting. And this is what we know. know. We typically see family vloggers living in beautiful mansions, peddling the latest must-have parenting gadget, the diaper genie.
Please tell me you guys don't think of us as family vloggers.
All along with posting about their kids' private lives for
Please tell me that.
world to view. Choose that put and keep people below that income line. This type of content.
Are they in
because
Oregon?
Jenkins content.
Okay, we did it. This half of the bedroom, this 2/3 of the bedroom, totally clean. It looks so much better. I feel so much better. It's going to be a totally separate video to do this half, hopefully next week, just because it's mostly going through art supplies, and I think that'll be interesting on its own. For those keeping up, I did fully lose my keys. They're nowhere to be found. I've never in my life fully lost my keys. But today I've been defeated. But luckily when we bought the car there were 3 keys, so we've always had a spare. So Felix's mom got us air tags like forever ago that I never set up, and now there's air tags on both of our keys. I'm really sad about my favorite keychain, but they still sell it. I could buy another one if I really wanted to. Okay, all that's left from this whole area is just folding a bunch of laundry. So I'll see you when it's time for that. Hello, welcome to Laundry Mountain. This is my laundry mountain. This was probably like, I don't know, 9, maybe between 7 and 9 loads of laundry. And I thought we would chat while I fold all of it. I have my coffee from this morning. Also, I made sweet tea this morning. So I'm double beveraged up. I've got my sock box that I put my socks in. And I thought we would just have a little chat while I do this. I normally do kind of like a little chat at the end of videos. I don't know, like you guys are my friends, like my internet parasocial friends, right? And I feel like it's important that we communicate and check in and talk about things. This will be a little longer than normal just because I have so much to accomplish while we chat. But I thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of talk about some stuff that, I don't know, we don't normally talk about in such detail. I think something that everyone who is here watching knows is that we are a queer family in what is considered a blue state, right? We're in Oregon, and I am so grateful that we're in Oregon. I can't believe that there's a universe in which we thought we would still be in Florida right now under the current administration. Like, that is so bananas. I can't believe that we get to be here, which is so much safer for us personally. At the same time, something that is really hard to grasp while everything is going on is that we're not in Florida anymore when we were like supposed to be, you know? If you are new here, long story short, Felix and I met while working at Walt Disney World. We were long distance for a bit, and then we both lived and worked at Walt Disney World in Florida. The only reason that we're in Oregon is because this is originally where Felix is from, and I was one of the cast members let go in the massive layoffs right after COVID from Disney. Our plan for our future was to stay there. We love the parks. We are both Disney adults. We loved working there pre-COVID. Both of us, we really liked our jobs. And it was devastating when I was let go from my dream job at Walt Disney World, which was guest relations in Magic Kingdom. It was one of the hardest days of my life. And like, I've had much worse things happen to me now. And still, it was one of the worst days of my life. It wasn't the worst, but it was awful because I had worked really hard to become a cast member in guest relations. And we had worked really hard. Felix and I together, we were just about to move into our first apartment, just the two of us. We had already signed the lease on it. We were supposed to move a few weeks later. And it was just so heartbreaking that all of those dreams weren't going to be able to happen. Because even though Disney said, you know, we might hire cast members back, I wasn't in a unionized role. So I didn't actually know if they were going to call me back. Or if they did, I didn't know how long it would be. So, and I couldn't be like without a job. And in Orlando, when there were massive Disney layoffs, a lot of people weren't hiring anyone who had worked at Disney because they knew that as soon as Disney called them back, they would just quit. So we made the decision to move back here. We were so incredibly lucky and privileged that Felix's parents were able to pay for us to move out here. It was not cheap. They were incredibly kind to put our entire move on their credit card essentially and get us to Oregon. And at the time it was like, you know, I was so excited. Like, I love moving. If you've been here, you know that. I love moving. But it was like, I just remember crying so much because I had no idea what was going to happen. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, working at Disney World was my dream and my plan for the rest of my life. Like, I don't have any skills in like the classic sense. I have a degree in musical theater. I think I'm a fine singer, fine actress. Not enough to get hired anywhere, I don't think, but enough to maybe get a nice review at a community theater. Even thinking about it, and even when I'm talking to my therapist about it, still like processing it, it was just so much. And now, after all of that, after what was personally the most stressful thing I thought could happen, which is laughable now in the future, but at the time, I was like, you know, we're never going to recover from this. Like, I'm going to have to work at some horrible restaurant and never be happy again. And like, you know, very worst case scenario about everything. And I had to work an office job and it was fine. And then we had our miscarriage and that was horrible. And that was the real worst day of my life. And, you know, all this stuff, good, bad, everywhere in between. And now here we are. And we get to live in this cool house with Felix's parents, and our baby gets to be in the same house as his grandparents, which was the plan. Like, we started talking probably about 4 or 5 years ago, right after we moved to Oregon, about doing multi-generational living and getting like a nice big house all together to raise our kids in the same house as Felix's parents. And I can't believe that dream has come true. And we get to, you know, be home with our baby a lot. And it's because sweet peas like you watch these videos and comment on our TikToks, and it is just an absolute dream. And I am so incredibly thankful for everyone who watches them because it's just the coolest thing. And I'm not saying all of this to brag. That's never my intention. I am saying all of this because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I am so stressed out about the world, right? There are multiple atrocities happening. There are multiple horrible things happening in the world. There are so many horrible legal things happening just in our country. There are a ton of illegal things that are horrible happening in our country. And we're doing everything that we can, right? Like, we're calling our representatives. Felix is very involved in things in our community, such as Soup Squad. A lot of people asking about Soup Squad. If you're in Salem, follow them on Instagram. They do a lot of work with the unhoused folks in Salem by like bringing them soup, thus the name. And like, it's why we've been buying like disposable adult underwear. Anytime we find anything, we found a tent that we gave them. It's nice to be doing things that feel like they're helping. We also did like the children's clothing swap. It's all been led by like Felix. But, you know, we're getting involved, feeling like we're doing something locally. And then, you know, talking to our relatives, talking to people who are in red states, saying like, hey, can you call your representatives? Because like, my representative is already doing what I want them to do, which is great. You should still call just so they like know that this is an important issue, even if they were already going to do what you wanted them to do. It's actually, I feel, maybe easier to call when you already know that your representative is going to do what you want them to do, because then it's just the person working for them who answered being like, yeah, cool, that's, you know, what she's doing. So anyway, I'm saying all of this because the hope and dream that I have and I have to have is that it will not be all for nothing. Things sometimes are horrible, and I'm hoping that hopefully this is coming across. I'm hoping that what I am saying, the thesis is, in my personal life, I remember 5 years ago being like, my entire life I've been waiting to get to this point, and now it's all ruined and I can never get it back. And it was, like, that's still true. I guess in theory could apply to work at Disney World again, but I couldn't afford to live in Florida. Those dreams and goals, like, they were dead. It's not an untrue statement. And it was kind of horrible for a while. We had several months where we were like, I don't know how we're gonna make rent, and then it always worked out, and then we ended up posting more and more on TikTok and got a few brand deals, and that helped us out. And it is now better than I could have possibly imagined. And I have to hope that that's what will happen with the world eventually. And every time I see like the tiniest bit of good news, I'm like, like there's still so much good in the world. There are still people doing nice things for each other. There are still babies being born and people celebrating their birthdays and people getting married. And that is not to say, don't worry, it'll all work out, do nothing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying that like the reason that I am calling representatives and emailing representatives and sharing things to my Instagram story and talking to people that I know saying like, hey, did you vote? Did you, call this person? Did you da-da-da-da? And the reason that Felix is like connecting with people like Soup Squad and, working really hard on like trying to save our library. Like the reason that we're doing those things and the reason that people like you are doing those things is because we think that things can be better. And I think something that I'm working on is like, obviously I say that a lot, right? But I'm trying to really believe it. And I do feel like it helps. Like I don't know if you guys saw, but like during like these special May elections, some of them are over, some of them are still happening here in Salem. Ours isn't over till the 20th. But with some of them, we are seeing more progressive candidates be elected. And that's great. There's also tons of young people who are running for office because they are angry about the current administration. And like, that's also great. This is just like a really long-winded way of me trying to say to you, I am so fucking scared all the time, every day, for my son, for my family. I'm angry and I'm scared. And I don't ever want our content to come across as if we're not angry and scared. But also, I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I love that like in these past couple of protests, we've seen more and more people show up. There are people who are talking about how their neighbors used to have a Trump flag up and they've taken it down. Like that is huge. That excites me. Like that makes me more hopeful. And I hope that our online community continues to be a place where people go and they can also be angry, but they can maybe also be hopeful, because I don't know how we're gonna get through it otherwise. I've seen a lot of content creators, Black folks especially, talking about how like a lot of people doing a lot of talking on the internet seem to like want a village, but they don't want to be a villager. And that is not my verbiage. But that's exactly it. I think something that I've talked about a lot on our YouTube channel in particular, but like in general, is that you need to also be the one doing work. I can think of people in particular, not that anyone I'm close to, all of the people I'm close to are very kind and wonderful, but like there are certainly people that I know who are always like, hey, I'm moving, can anyone help? But as soon as someone else is moving, they're like, I don't really want to do that. And I'm not talking about folks with like chronic illness or people who can't. I'm talking about people who are like, I really want the benefit of having a village, but I don't want to be a villager. And part of being part of a community, genuinely, is that, like everybody's just a person. People make mistakes. It's a weird time to be a person. It's an even weirder time to be a content creator. But it's a great time to be like, I've always wanted to be more involved in my community. Maybe now I should start. Daddy's for Palestine shirt. Hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah in the chat? Now is a great time to start. I will be the first one to say that I was very selfish, definitely unintentionally, but definitely racist, definitely probably said homophobic things, tons of stuff that wasn't cool when I was younger, and I have learned and grown from that, and I will continue to make mistakes, I'm sure, as everyone does, but I try to be a little bit better every time I learn something. I think a really great specific example, actually, is that when Felix and I first started dating, we got into like, not a fight exactly, not even really an argument, but they had talked about how someone they knew was thinking about dyeing their hair like purple. This is actually so funny considering I just spent like 2 years with pink hair. But in this story, I'm 23, which is honestly still too old to be saying this, but anyway. And I was like, oh, that's so funny, you should always go to a salon to get your hair done. And Felix was like clearly taken aback, and they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know why you'd ever dye your own hair. It's like so much healthier to like go get it done. And Felix was like, oh, it's like hundreds of dollars to get it done, and like sometimes poor people want purple hair. And I was like, oh, well, if you can't afford to like have your hair taken care of really nice, then like, I don't know. I don't know why you would color it. Which again, now that I'm 30, so insane. First of all, why did I care? Why did I care what other people were doing? I mean, I can tell you why. It's because I was raised by very, very judgy Republicans. Just judgy people, I guess. Anybody can be judgy. Secondly, like, what was I talking about? My parents paid to get my hair done when I was a kid. I wasn't paying for it, so why was I being such a little bitch about it? Anyway, I feel like that's a great example from me personally, where like I was just being classist and like snotty for no reason. And now I would never say that, right? I don't know. I think something that some people could work on, including probably myself, something that everyone could work on, I think, is that obviously everyone should always be trying to be better, right? But I think part of that is that you also need to acknowledge when you've not been better in the past, you know? So if someone came up to me and said like, you know, hey, you said this thing this many times ago that was actually racist and here's why, it is my job to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I won't say that again. Thank you for telling me. I had no idea. You know, that's not who I am. Da-da-da-da. And I think that's something that I didn't do very well as like a teenager. Definitely when someone was like, you hurt my feelings as a teenager, I was like, no, I didn't. Which is just a horrible take and something that a not good person would do or say. So that is another lesson as we do our laundry lessons here, is that sometimes you are wrong. Sometimes you're the asshole. And it is not your job to say, no, I didn't hurt your feelings. It is your job to say, I'm so sorry. I will be better in the future. And then to actually be better and not just have it be something that you say. I think the last thing that I want to talk about as we finish up Laundry Mountain is protecting yourself in the current climate of everything. Something that I've been talking with my therapist about a lot is excessive and uncalled for guilt, which is a sign of depression, right? Which I'm sure if you're here, many of us have an experience. Very common nowadays. But I know something that I have really been dealing with, especially when talking about Palestine in particular, but with many things that are going on in the world, is I feel so guilty. Like that's exactly what it is. I feel so much like survivor's guilt because the only difference between like me and a mother in Palestine is just that I happened to be born in the US and she wasn't. And that's it. Neither of us did anything good or bad. It's just circumstance, and that is so fucked up. And it's so heartbreaking. I think especially now that I'm a parent, I don't understand how anyone can be pro children being starved or worse. And it's hard because like any mother, most, I guess, not any, most mothers, most parents love their kid just as much as I love mine. And they do not deserve, nobody deserves to be starved or ripped apart from their family or anything. And it's really hard, not as hard as experiencing it, that's not at all what I'm saying, to be clear, but it is hard to live in a world where on my phone I get live to the minute updates of these horrible things happening all the time. And then at the same time I'm like, no, but like, it's my job to be informed and it's my job to witness this. And I do think that's true to an extent. But my therapist is always like, hit stop. Hi! Sorry, my family came home from shopping and so I had to snuggle the baby for a minute. Anyway, my therapist always says, you didn't put them there, so it is not your job to feel guilty. It is your job to be informed, to buy eSIMs, to give what you can when you can. It's important. All those things are important. But also, if you are doom scrolling and looking at horrific images and horrible stories and all of the stuff to the point where you are constantly feeling hopeless and paralyzed and guilt for something that isn't your fault, then you're not helping anyone. And I, at first, was like a little resistant to her saying that, because I was like, you know, I am an incredibly privileged white girl. Like, I don't feel like I should ever be like, this is too much for me. And I think that's like still a little bit true, you know, like if I was sitting here genuinely like, my life is so hard because I can't go to Disney World right now and like no one understands my struggle, that would be icky. That would be icky and gross and not who I am. My life is incredible for so many reasons, but I finally took her advice and stopped scrolling as much. And I hate to tell you, she was right. I feel like I'm still pretty informed on everything. I feel like I'm still getting a lot of information, but instead of constantly feeling overwhelmed and hopeless and dysregulated, I am instead taking a step back and being like, okay, like what can I actually do? Things that we have done and will continue to do is like donating to GoFundMes of Palestinian families who are trying to leave. We have one in the description of this video. We have the same family that we've been supporting in the description of all of our videos for almost like probably the last year, maybe a little less. Sent eSIMs. As I said earlier, Felix is very involved with Salem Soup Squad as far as locally. They've also been super involved with trying to save the Salem Library. And we just got to do a political ad, which we've never done before. I think it's just technically a political ad. It's not for a candidate or anything, but we just got to do an ad. So we got paid for something we probably would have done anyway, which is great. Talking about calling your reps for the current proposed federal budget. I know that it did not pass. It's already not passed once. However, they're going to rewrite it and they're still going to try and cut Medicaid. So, you know, it still stands. Keep calling your representatives and saying not to cut Medicaid and WIC and SNAP and other things. Anyway, obviously take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm not a mental health professional. I am not a political science major. I am not a politician. I am just a white girl who listens to other people who are smarter than me talk about things. But we will continue to use our platform to hopefully shed light on things that maybe you didn't know about, or at least try to give you a realistic but generous push to get involved locally in your community and in local politics, and to bug the hell out of your federal politicians because they work for you. Even if you didn't necessarily vote for the one that's there now, they work for you. You pay their salary, and you should let them know how they're doing if they are not doing a good job. You should also let them know if they are doing a good job. Obviously, there are some politicians who are probably nice people, and you should, you know, give them kudos if they deserve it, for sure. Someone recently asked on our political ad, we actually, full disclosure, as we try to be very transparent on here, we only got paid to post it on TikTok. They did not pay us to post it on Shorts or on Reels, but we posted it on both of those anyway, because again, it's a very important message. But someone asked if I could post a script for what to say, and I use the 5 Calls app. They have a website too if you are like, I'm tired of downloading apps. So fair. This is not sponsored. This is just genuinely what I do. It's an incredible app. You put in your zip code and it literally pops up with the names and the numbers of your representatives, both for House and Senate. I'm not sure if it does anything like more locally than that. I've never tried. I've always just Googled like Oregon, you know, ward, whoever, or my zip code with like if I needed to call anyone for like the Oregon House of Representatives. But it's incredible. It is a pretty lengthy script, What I have done personally is I like kind of use it as a guideline and then talk. You don't get in trouble for calling your representatives. Now, if you were calling to curse them out or something, you probably would get in trouble. But you don't have to sound scripted. You can just call and be like, hey, I understand that certain Republicans are trying to pass a federal budget that cuts Medicaid. I'm calling to let you know that if you let that happen, if you vote for that, you will not be receiving my vote. And I will tell everyone that I know not to vote for you. Because what they want is to keep their job. So yeah, I kind of use their script as more of a guideline. If you've stuck with me to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I know I say thank you so much every single video, and I will keep saying it because I can't believe that there are 17,000 people who are subscribed to us on YouTube who want to watch me do things like fold my laundry and try to give you a mini therapy lesson, and also give myself a mini therapy lesson. It's just the most incredible and wonderful thing to have the Sweet Pea community. I cannot believe that I am one of the luckiest people in the world. If you are new here and you feel like sticking around, I would really appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. All of those things help us a ton. Even just one person watching the video helps us a ton. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, but also please comment what you liked about it. I try to do slightly different things in each video just to see like how I like doing them. I really like having the little breaks between segments with the little Canva doohickeys. I really like that. I've seen a couple other creators do that, but then I also really like doing the bloopers. I've never seen anyone do bloopers the way that we do them. I try to do them with the genuine like blooper sound and stuff. Rachel Maxey, I know, does show like where she's like messed up while she's filming, which is a blooper. But you know, I know a lot of people said that in the spring days videos they really liked the original audio home video kind of energy, and so I think in the future I'm going to try and include that a little more. I'll definitely never be not putting music in a video at all because I just don't talk that much. And I mean, I guess that's not super true, but like you wouldn't have wanted to hear what I was saying while I was cleaning the bathroom, you know? Like I was just being like, why do we still have this? About 30 times. So I feel like that calls for music. Versus cleaning my room, we found a lot of fun stuff. A lot to yap about. That's important. If you're wondering, hey, where else can I support this channel? Where else can I check out the weird stuff they're posting? We are on Instagram, TikTok, that's where we got started being content creators, Pinterest, Tumblr. All of those things can be accessed for free. We also have a Patreon where we post every other week like 45-minute videos of us just talking without them being edited. If you've ever wanted us to just like talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, that's where we get most of our income right now. So thank you so much if you are a patron. It is truly life-changing. It is how we are able to pay our rent, which is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm saying that. And we also have a Ko-fi for like one-time donations. I'm thinking about posting, like double posting the Patreon videos also on Ko-fi. Every video I'm like, next time I'm gonna Google how to say it, and then I never do. If you guys think we should, let me know. I don't know if it would be annoying to people if we posted the same video in 2 different places. I don't want people to think that we're trying to scam them by being like, subscribe to our Patreon and subscribe to our Ko-fi. Because like, I'm not. I want people to know it's like either. You can do either. Because I know there are some people who are like, they don't really want to use Patreon because to have the app, it's like $7 extra now because Apple charges a fee, which is so cuckoo bananas to me. And I don't know if there's an app for coffee or not. Anyway, let me know if you think we should double post them because I absolutely can. It would be just in the same moment, but you can, similar to Patreon, you can have like a monthly subscription over there. But again, I need to like find a way to phrase like, this will be the same content that is on Patreon. It's just like, if you would rather support this platform over Patreon, you can. So that's why I haven't done it yet, because I don't know how to say like, please don't subscribe to both. I'm trying to give myself a little bit more grace when it comes to working. I took Mother's Day weekend off, which is why this video is a day late. And I never take the weekends off. The weekends are usually when I'm working the most because I usually end up editing all day, Friday and Saturday, sometimes into Sunday to post the videos on Sunday. I'm thinking about slowly trying to switch it to where I'm mostly filming on the weekends, which is a little bit more fun. And then editing on the weekdays and maybe come up with the vlog a little earlier in the week. I don't know, it depends on our schedule. Really depends on if the library levy passes in Salem. So possibly a schedule change coming up. You'll have to keep an eye out. Oh, with Mother's Day being last weekend, something else that I wanted to say really quick is that this was my first Mother's Day. I mean, I was pregnant last Mother's Day, but my baby's here and we get to hang out this Mother's Day, which was great. It was so amazing. Got to go to brunch at my favorite place, which is like, there's just no better feeling. There's no better feeling than waking up and your husband being like, did you want to go to brunch unexpectedly? I seriously, almost anyone in the world could say, did you want to go to brunch? And I'll be like, let me grab my shoes. I love brunch. It is the perfect meal, if you ask me, because I could eat breakfast food year round every day. And I got a gift card to the book bin. I only bought one book with it. I still have money on it. So I think in a future vlog we'll be going together back to the book bin. Watch Twilight and New Moon because they're back on Netflix. Which, to be clear, we own them on DVD and Blu-ray. And we own them on Amazon digitally because the whole house loves the films. Are they perfect? No. Are they incredible? Yes. So that was so great. I think it's also worth mentioning, if you didn't know, that I do not have a relationship with my own mother. And that always makes Mother's Day a little bit hard. I think especially with this being my first Mother's Day as a parent myself. It's really hard because my kid didn't do anything wrong to not have 4 grandparents, and yet like I will not have someone in his life that I don't feel that I can trust to support me and support my family and be kind to all of us. And that is not the conversation I have to have with him for a long time, but it is one I'll have to have eventually. And I don't talk about it very much on here just because, like, number one, it is traumatic, right? It's not fun to talk about. And it's my personal business and I don't like talking about it. It's not enjoyable. So it's not something I'll go into a lot of detail about, but it did make it a little bit harder. And so I just want to say, if you also had kind of a hard Mother's Day at any point for any reason, I'm sorry. And I hope that most of the day at least was lovely, or at the very least calm, or if it wasn't calm, at least entertaining. I was a server for a really long time, and so actually going to brunch on Mother's Day, which I don't think we've ever done. We definitely have never gone on actual Mother's Day because it's normally, if you've ever worked as a server anywhere, it's like the Super Bowl of being a server is Mother's Day because it is crazy. Anyway, being there on Mother's Day, I was like, this is so just bonkers. Like, I thought I would maybe be a server forever before I worked at Disney World. And so it was really nice. And, you know, I get why people do it. It was really nice. I was like, I can't believe I'm the mother at the restaurant on Mother's Day. All right, we're so close to being done. How long did this take? Like an hour? Literally, almost an hour. It needed to be done. Some of this is laundry that has probably been waiting to be washed for like maybe a month, maybe more. I found a binder when I was cleaning, and Felix had top surgery in September, so, and it's May. Okay, last shirt. We did it. We did it. We did it together. We had a little chat, you know. I hope that you're feeling a little bit better, maybe a little bit more hopeful, maybe a little bit less alone about how much cleaning you need to do at your own house. That would be my hope and my dream. Please let me know in the comments what you did. I love when people are like, thank you for posting this. I just did 2 weeks worth of dishes I've been putting off, because I'm like, that's me. I put on a YouTube video of someone else and I'm like, okay, time to do all these dishes, or like time to finally go through all the mail that I've been putting off, you know? Thank you so much for watching, sweet peas. The world is so scary, but you are so lovely and I'm so proud of you. Please drink some water. Go out there and do something silly goofy for me. I love you so much. Goodbye. He's a little sideways. Oh, hey! That was too weird. Horrible shape. Incredible dinosaur. Alexis?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
I forgot.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Alexa, stop. I'm not a big black girl. Push shouldn't say that. I have to put this somewhere. It needs to go somewhere. I don't know that one.
People, you don't know that one?
I know. I want to see your peacock, cock. Your peacock, cock. That's my favorite one.
That's an old one.
All right, we made it to the hallway.
All right, now I just got to move my 16 camera holders.
Move all the cameras, sir. Sir, the angles. Think of the angles.
Okay.
That's so unlike. Hello.
Sorry. I gotta grab my AirPods.
Okay.
I didn't know you were here.
You wanted to thump me first.
Sometimes I gotta thump you a little bit.
This is the Barbie crown. This is the Barbie crown. Ugh. I was a server for I'm not a mental health professional.